Hi, my name is Mike Tusella. On this videotape, I'm also called DrSign. This videotape is the first of two videotapes called A Coffee Break Sign Language Lesson with DrSign. This replays an old videotape called A Panic Course in Sign Language. The reason for the replacement, this videotape is more slow-paced, takes your time, and explains more not only about the vocabulary, but also the structure and the spatial expression that goes with sign. Lesson 1. As I go on, I want to make clear the difference between ASL, PSC, and Sign English. ASL is a visual gesture language and use no speech. PSC is called a contact language. It's a combination of ASL and Sign English. It has basic expression and conceptual accuracy. Sign English is a straight English on the hand. No matter which you choose, ASL, contact language, or Sign English, pride yourself on clear sign. Appropriate facial expression are very important also. When you sign, a good use of sign is space. Most of the signs take place about here. You don't want to block your mouth. Keep a hand away from your face. Here is at the average position of most signs. Your space becomes larger or smaller depending if you're talking one-to-one or to an audience. Spatial relationship are people and places and things that you put around you that you can point to as you make comments. Directionality is used with verbs. It determines the subject and the object. For example, I give to you, you give to me. Non-manual markers are basic expression and body language that add structure or grammar to the vocabulary. As we go through the 10 lesson and the coffee break lesson, you will see more and more examples of these things. Conceptual accuracy is necessary in sign. Signs should stand up by themselves. The meaning should become clear alone. Don't worry about speed. It would take care of itself. Focus on fluency. Clarity is more important, and speed will take care of itself later on. Rhythm and pace. You want your sign to flow together smoothly. Signs are generally known to have 5 parts, which we call parameters. We will examine them one by one. Hand shape. There are about 40 to 45 different hand shapes, but most signs are composed of 7 basic hand shapes like this one, that one, and this one, and this one, and that one. Most signs have those 7 basic hand shapes. Orientation means your palm facing out in one side, the other side. The location of the sign really matters. For example, summer and dry. The location of a sign based on the body, your head, your shoulder, and your chest. The movement is so important. That's why it's almost impossible to understand signs by studying a book. because pictures do not show motion before or after the drawing of a sign. Not only the motion, but the speed and the change of direction adds meaning to the sign. And also determine plurality, it determines time, and so on. For example, of a 5-parameter, consider children and being. Children and being have the same motion, the same hand shape, the same location, but the only difference is what? Palm orientation. Children is down and being are up. Please and sorry. The motion is the same, the location is the same, the palm orientation is the same, it's the hand shape that is different. Please and sorry have two separate hand shapes. You and me. It is obvious the only difference is the motion. Everything else is the same, the hand shape, the location, and the palm orientation. Summer, dry. The motion, the hand shape, and the palm orientation is the same, but the location is different. Facial expression. As we go through the different lessons, we will concentrate more and more on facial expression. Facial expressions are so important. Variation. When you meet deaf people, you will see in geography, north, south, east, and west, there are variations. North, south, and east, and west. You will find many variations. For example, you will have the sign for early and the southeast. But the north central, like Ohio and Wisconsin, it will be early. Inside the state, there are also variations. Miami, Ocala, Orlando, Pensacola, Jacksonville, Tampa, there are variations within each state. However, in this lesson, you will learn sign. Then you'll be shown structure. Fingerspelling and Numbers are put on hold and will be shown later. Why? Every language worldwide, children begin by speaking words. It's only later, 2, 3, 4 years later, when they go into school, maybe, they learn to spell. So we will hold fingerspelling for later in lesson 6 or 7. So every time you see me sign, copy me. Copy me. And it's a good idea to play again, about 3 or 4 times each lesson. Why? So your sign will become automatic and become more natural. There is no substitute for practice and practice and practice. I would say a minimum of 8 to 10 repetitions before you become comfortable with signs. And you will become used on how the 5 parameters will fit each other. On page 33 of a book written by Baker and Coakley, they say our language are composed of a limited number of parts or units that are related or connected to each other in specific ways. So later, as you copy me over and over, your motion, hand shape, palm orientation will all become natural. So be patient with yourself. Your first vocabulary, what? I and me. Maybe you learned in sign English, I with this letter. But in ASL, I and me. Happy. happy. Meet. Meet. You. Now, when we analyze the sentences below, I am happy to meet you. Inside English, I am happy to meet you. However, in the LSL, you see what happened? I dropped the I and the U. Why? Because when I sign meet, I put my right hand in front, which represents you, and my left hand here, which is me. And I bring my left hand up to my right hand, meaning that I am meeting you. So, one more time. I'm happy to meet you. I'm happy to meet you. Hi. Hello. Can, may, able, possible. Help. Help. Hi. May I help you? You see what I just did? The I and the U is left out. Why? Because the sign for help. I start here, and I move out towards you. So that automatically shows that I am helping you. So, hi, may I help you? Also, did you notice my facial expression? I raise my eyebrow and tilt my head, and I have the last sound longer. Hi, may I help you? That's another grammar structure for question, and we will go more and more deep into that as we go along with the lesson. Which. Now you notice I frown. Which. There are questions like which and other that ask for an explanation. So when you frown, but that person will see but expect to give an answer. Which. Want. Which do you want? Which one do you want? Which one do you want? But usually not necessary because eye contact. If I'm looking at you, why at you? You're making it redundant. It becomes repetition. So basically, which one do you want? Which one do you want? That or that. That. Do you want that? Do you want that? Now I raise my eyebrow because the yes/no question. Do you want that? And. Now the sign for go could be many. It could be go. It could be go. Will, shall, future. Will, shall, future. You and I will go. You and I will go. Deaf or deaf? Deaf or deaf? It doesn't matter. This is more formal sign for deaf. Ears are closed. Deaf. Sometimes I've seen deaf this way, but more often deaf this way. I am deaf. I am deaf. When you make a statement, you nod the head. I am deaf. Are you deaf? Are you deaf? Are you deaf? You raise your eyebrow because yes, no question. Are you deaf? Hearing, say, and speech. Hearing, say, and speech. I am hearing. I am hearing. Not or to shake your head. Not or shake your head, or both. I'm not deaf, or I am not deaf. But it's better conceptual, I'm not deaf. You can drop the sign now because of the head shake. I'm not deaf. Hard of hearing. H, hard of hearing. Are you hard of hearing? Are you hard of hearing? Now we have reached the end of lesson 1. What you need to do is to go back through the vocabulary several times. Don't be in a rush and try to go through all 5 lessons of the first videotape or the 5 lessons of the next videotape. You take your time and learn fluency and clarity, and it will all come together. Now we'll start lesson 2 of the coffee break lesson with DrSign. As we go along with the vocabulary, boy, boy, boy. The reason for that sign is a cap. Boy. Son, son. That's a combination of a sign for boy and baby. Most compound signs become the same hand shape and look like a separate sign. Son, son. Long time ago, boy and baby, but it has modified to son. My. That boy is my son. That boy is my son. Now, if my 2 sons, Paul and Mark, were standing there, I would say that boy is my son. But at the same time, if Paul or Mark was not here, I would still say that boy is my son, because ASL will permit us to talk about people or places or things that are not present. So that boy is my son. Girl, girl, girl. Daughter, daughter, daughter. Your. Now the open palm, it means possession. Your. It's different from you, which is a personal pronoun, but your talk about possession. Is that girl your daughter? Is that girl your daughter? Is that girl your daughter? You see my raised eyebrow? Yes, no question. Where? Sometimes where? Or where? Why? What for? Why? What for? What for? What reason? Why? Found because it's action for an explanation. When? Sometimes when it means happen, like when it rains. When it rains, or you talk about time, when or when. How much? How many? How much? How many? How much? How many? Who?